Welcome to Gua Temperong. I went here with my friend Chris and my other buddy Jake and Kirsten. It was Monday, so we decided that we would go there and stay away from the crowds. This cave system predates the dinosaurs and is 4.5 kilometers long. The pictures, while great, can't possibly do this place justice. There's limestone and marble throughout, so it's truly an amazing place to be, and there's 1.6 kilometers of river, and I'm pretty sure that Kirsten and I walked or crawled through just about all of it. This is also where the communists back in the 50s used to hide out, and it's said that they plotted to kill Sir Henry Gurney, the High Commissioner, and used this wall to pen out their plan. It's been scratched out so you can't see the rest of it, but there were several places you could see. As you could see, these images are stunning, but going there is far more amazing. One of the things you have to do to get around is slide. So as you can see, our instructor or guide is showing us how to do it best right here. And here's Kirsten doing a pretty good job. It's pretty safe as long as you keep the brakes on. If you go too fast, you could end up going very quickly and get hurt. As you can see, Kirsten did a great job here. My buddy Chris, who's a little bit bigger than Kirsten, needed extra braking power, but still was able to keep his speed down. And this was, only one of many areas where we slid. This was like our first slide when we're all brand new at it. The terrain inside the cave, in some places, like you could see, was very level and there were stairs. But in most places, it's just a cave. So you had to use your hands, your feet, and because there's so many bats in here during part of the year, there's bat guano everywhere, which is bat poop. So it makes the limestone sometimes very slippery, not so good with wet feet. We were able to find a couple places to take photos of the group of us, and this one place was awesome. It had stalactites and stalagmites, so we took a group photo of the four of us. Then they made me go through a tunnel that was a cave that you had to go and through on your hands and knees. And I'm claustrophobic, so that was pretty nasty. But we made it through to daylight on the other side. But after just a few minutes, we were back into the cave system. As you can see here, there's not a lot of light. In fact, probably most of the cave, the only light you have is your headlamp. And you're only wearing shorts and a helmet and knee pads. So you're constantly rubbing up against stuff, and in pitch dark, it's a little bit creepy. There were no snakes, thank God, but there were a bunch of these big, ugly-looking crickets or grasshopper things everywhere. And in many places, we had to go through caves on our hands and knees, and sometimes even submerge our heads to get through. As you can see here, this was a pretty tight cave, and sadly, for whatever reason, my video did not work for part of it. I think it was user error because I didn't properly set up my headlamp and the camera going in the exact same direction. So you crawled on your hands and knees, then had to pull yourself up. And it was a very tight channel that you got through, and you'll see in just a minute how tight it is with my buddy Chris. I think we probably ended up going through about a half a mile worth of caves on our hands and knees. Wasn't my favorite part of it, but I always tell people they got to get outside their comfort zone, so I can't tell you one thing and do another. But you can see here, you get a good idea of how shallow these caves are. The last obstacle was called the Birthing Canal. And as you can see, it's pretty tight. This is my buddy Jake. He's 6'7", so there's no problem for him to slip right through there. My buddy Chris made it look pretty easy as well. And like I said before, I'm really not that comfortable in tight spaces, so I'm not exactly thrilled about squeezing through this. But this was a really excellent trip. I'm so glad I did it. I know Kirsten loved it. My buddy Jake and Chris both said they'd come back and do it again. If you ever have a chance and you're in Malaysia, I would strongly suggest it. You got to be fit though, but it's an excellent half day, and I hope that you come and check it out.